What are the best and worst network marketing recruiting questions? And do they even apply in this era when we can use systems and tools to build our business? Hi, I'm Connie Suarez. I'm a network marketing mentor who is passionate about helping you help your team cross stage. Because I know how frustrating it is to work hard and not see the results that we have deserved. If you can relate to this frustration, follow me, subscribe, and be sure to get notified when I post here, because I create this content for you. Let's get started talking about some of the tools that are available to us. I talked last week about systems, and so today I want to talk about internet tools. And as I talk about those tools, you know how it ties in with the title of this video. When I set up my YouTube channel a couple weeks ago, I was advised to get information about SEO, search engine optimization. And one of the tools that was recommended was vidIQ. So I set up my YouTube channel and I found it fascinating how much information it gives me about the kind of content I need to create. This morning, while I was finishing my morning coffee, I checked vidIQ on my mobile phone. One of the many features that it offers is giving you title suggestions, titles that are highly searched. Because how search engine optimization works is that there are certain keywords that are searched more than others. And vidIQ gives us another piece of information. It gives us information on how great our competition is. So if somebody is, for instance, looking for the best network marketing recruiting questions, then I want to know, I mean, if that's high, there's high interest, but there's also lots of competition, then maybe I'm not as interested. But if the interest is high and the competition is low, so low you can't even see my hand, then that sounds like a pretty good title. So that's how vidIQ works. Well, it's not how it's what it provides for us. So it gives you really good keywords that have high interest. And as you look at it and search it, you'll find, at least I found, that I was surprised by things that the people that are building a network marketing team are looking for and things that they aren't. And then, of course, things that there's lots of competition and things that there aren't. So I got this title idea. There was great interest in it. And so I thought, well, what are the worst network marketing recruiting questions? And I guess because the coffee hadn't, really settled in and started working, I was kind of drawing a blank. What are the worst questions? Well, I then thought of our second tool, ChatGPT, AI. I am not an expert on ChatGPT or AI. I had reservations in the beginning. That whole idea of computers taking over was one of them. But the main thing was that I wanted what the content that I produce, I want to be in my own voice. And I was thinking, well, if I go to AI, it's not be in my voice. So I stayed away from it. I didn't even check it out until another content creator talked about how she was using it for research. And that made a whole big difference because I've been using Wikipedia, which is not AI, but I was using it to get ideas and information for a long time. And so then I checked out ChatGPT. And it is an excellent resource, especially when you're drawing blanks like I was this morning. And so I went to ChatGPT and asked what the worst network marketing recruiting questions were. You want a list? Well, here's a partial list. Are you interested in making some extra money? Can I add you to my team? Well, that might not be a bad question for somebody that's asking questions and really seems to be interested. But if it's the waitress at your favorite restaurant, maybe not. Do you know anyone who is interested in this? When I'm asked that question, it's because I've said I'm not interested, but maybe there's somebody you know that's interested. Like, I'm going to turn in my family and friends. How about this one? Can you attend a meeting tonight? They said it's especially bad if you haven't asked them if they're available, if they're busy that night. And how about this one? Do you have time to watch a video? Even though I'm not going to answer any of your questions until you do watch it. Well, I've been using both vidIQ and ChatGPT and finding them useful. Search engine optimization insight from vidIQ. I have very few qualms about that. I think it's a very good tool that will help us as content creators know exactly what to provide to the audience that we are creating information for. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're creating content, you definitely want to be read. And you want it to be read by the people you write the content for. So using hashtags on social media and on YouTube will get that accomplished. Now, what about ChatGPT? There are three things that I would like to say. We need to make sure that we aren't using it as our content generation, but as a research tool, because we shouldn't use AI generator to create our finished product because it won't be in our own voice. And I do these videos and have these pauses and ums and ahs and say the same word twice because it's my own voice. And that's something that my audience can relate to. And much more than that, it dispels this idea that we have to be perfect before we can do anything. So we want it to be in our own voice. The second reason is that it just plain isn't honest to have somebody else, even if it's a computer, write for us and then put our name to it, claim it's ours. That isn't honest. And that has to go to being real and transparent, vulnerable. And those are all things that attract our audience to us. And the third, very closely tied, we could get caught being dishonest because there are anti-plagiarism tools out there. And so you just really want to keep it real, keep it in our own voice, for goodness sake. So I used ChatGPT this morning out of curiosity, and then as a kind of a springboard for doing a little research on, no, I used the vidIQ as that first suggestion that was the springboard, and then ChatGPT helped me do a little bit of research and got me started on this ridiculous topic of best and worst network marketing recruiting questions. There's a third tool that I'm using, and I started using it a year or two ago. It's voice typing. You know, here's why I started using voice typing. For years, I have had the understanding that when an idea pops into my head, it's always a good idea. And yet, as quickly as it pops into my head, it can pop right out. And I can remember as I sit down to create content, what was that really good idea that I had? And I can't remember it. So before I discovered voice typing, I started writing it down on paper. Well, eventually I'd be someplace where I didn't have paper or pen, and I had my mobile with me, and I realized, okay, let me open up Google Docs. That is just what works best for me. You could do all kinds of apps for taking notes. I opened Google Doc, and then I would type in, which was a time-consuming task. Eventually, I discovered on the keyboard up in the right hand was a microphone, and I just realized, hey, if I click on that, I can just talk, and it will type. And so that's what I've been doing for years, actually. And then this year, I thought, surely I can do that when I'm working on my desktop. And sure enough, in both Google Docs and in Microsoft Word, and I'm sure other apps, other programs, software, there is voice typing. In Google Docs, which I use the most, there's tools up in the menu up at the top, tools. When it drops down the menu, voice typing close to the bottom. You click on that, and then you've got a little microphone on the page, and you click on that and you start talking, and you are dictating to your secretary. It's wonderful. So those three tools, I hope this has been helpful to you. vidIQ, getting SEO optimization savvy. ChatGPT, getting artificial intelligence research, springboard for your own content. And when the content comes, voice typing, a lot faster. I can talk faster than I can type. So I hope this has been of help to you. You can keep getting my content, written and video, on Facebook and YouTube and at my website, ConnieSuarez.com. Follow me, subscribe, click on notifications, and make sure that you are notified every time I post content anywhere. Thursday, I will continue to talk about the best and worst network marketing recruiting questions. And we'll go farther into that than we did today, because there are really some good and some bad recruiting questions, especially now that we're doing that online. In the meantime, until Thursday, this is Connie Suarez. I'll be in touch.